So Marjorie Taylor Greene was at a House Oversight Committee hearing. They're doing an investigation. And I remember I predicted, and I wasn't the only one, many people predicted this, that we're going to get to a point with these hearings where they're just going to flat out investigate Hunter Biden's cock. They're going to hold hearings that become about Hunter Biden's cock. And you know what? That is literally exactly what happened. Marjorie Taylor Greene holding up Hunter Biden pornography. By the way, to be clear, I don't know if she was the one who censored it with these, black squares and rectangles, or if this is something that Fox News had to literally do on screen. But she's holding up literal Hunter Biden pornography, and it says Hunter recorded multiple sex tapes with a prostitute he had paid for out of his law firm's bank account. At this point, this is just embarrassing. At this point, this is just sad. Oh my God, yes, more cock based. This is the bombshell we needed to win. So this is where we're at, guys. This was the moment that she took out the explicit pornography in the middle of a literal congressional committee hearing.
This is evidence of Hunter Biden making pornography.
Should we be displaying this, Mr. Chairman?
Now, by the way, I find it hilarious. These are the people who whine and bitch and moan about, oh my God, the groomers. Oh my God, there's pornography in schools. Oh my God, this is terrible. By the way, Marjorie Taylor Greene has called for banning online pornography. I remember when we covered the story. And then here she is holding up explicit pornography in a congressional hearing. Look at this. Hunter Biden's dick and some woman that he's sleeping with, her ass crack, is on screen. By the way, this is one of the fatal flaws of the right, is they don't know how to disaggregate like legitimate criticisms from stupid fake criticisms when it comes to their political opponents. It's just throw everything against the wall and hope something sticks. So they don't understand that doing an investigation or going after potential corruption among the Biden family is totally legitimate. Now, of course, you need to come with evidence, right? It should be detailed. You should have proof of wrongdoing, but that's perfectly fair game. What is not at all fair game is to go after him over his drug addiction, for example, is to go after him over his apparent sex addiction, for example. This stuff, this is a violation of anybody's privacy when he got their shit put on blast like this in front of the entire country. I wanted to show you one of the reactions because I actually thought this was pretty solid. Representative Garcia. So he had a line about how you guys aren't really giving us any evidence of anything. You're just showing us dick pics. Correct. But then he also goes on to say this.
And I want to point out that no Biden family members hold government positions of any kind. Now, this is, of course, in stark contrast to the Trump crime family. The majority conveniently glazes over the Trump's family's foreign dealings. The Trump family, who, of course, were actually appointed to White House senior jobs, from Ivanka's Chinese trademarks to Jared's Qatari real estate bailout and $2 billion in Saudi private equity money. So where's that investigation? They were actually in the White House.
And that's why this whole thing is a giant farce. It's a giant farce. Do you want to investigate corruption seriously? Okay, well then you're gonna have to go after people in both parties and follow the money. That's what you're gonna have to do. But they don't want to do that. They downplay and obfuscate and rationalize and reject the idea that Trump and his family and him personally are corrupt. They reject it. They act like it's not real when there's tremendous evidence to that effect. But they want to hyperfixate on Biden and his family. And again, like I just pointed out, they are fundamentally incapable of separating legitimate criticism from criticism that just flat out makes you a bad person. Digging all through his sex life, digging all through his drug addiction, putting his shit on blast for the world to see when those videos that he recorded, my understanding is that they were private, right? If he released one of them, okay, that's his business. But putting it on blast in a congressional committee hearing, I got to be honest, guys, it kind of reminds me of what we just saw with Marjorie Taylor Greene, where she was going after Joe Biden, and she was saying, he's just like FDR. He's just like LBJ. He's trying to get rid of rural poverty. He's trying to raise wages. He's trying to continue the Great Society and finish what those guys started. she laid all that stuff out, and it sounded so based that the Biden team cut it as an ad and ran it with no commentary added. And I gotta be honest with you, this kind of feels the same way. Like, here's Hunter Biden. Look at his giant dick. Look at the women that he's fucking. Look at, like, apparently the endless list of sexual conquests he's engaged in. And then hold it up and go, oh, tut, shame. Isn't this hot? I mean, isn't this terrible? Let the record show this is Hunter Biden getting a hand job. Let the record show this is Hunter Biden busting his nut. Let the record show. It's like, oh my God, Jesus Christ, woman. Jesus Christ. What are you doing? What are you doing? Maybe Marjorie Taylor Greene is attracted to Hunter Biden. And by the way, Marjorie Taylor Greene, just so everybody understands, I believe she had an affair with her weird, like, what was it? Her personal trainer, who also was like this weird tantric sex guru. And she was cheating on her husband with this guy. So for her, of all people, to wag her finger and go after, like, the sexual debauchery and degeneracy. You love that stuff, Marjorie. You love, spare me. And by the way, just like I don't think anybody should get in your private business, because they shouldn't, just like I don't think anybody should get in Lauren Boeber's private business, she just got a divorce also, I don't think we should get in Hunter's business when it comes to this stuff. I don't think we should get in Don Jr.'s business. He's obviously a colossal cokehead. His eyes are glassy as a motherfucker. They're red. They're half shut. He tries to copy his father when he talks, except he speaks like double as fast. It is what it is. Let's talk about serious stuff. But they're not going to talk about serious stuff. They'll never talk about serious stuff. They will never go after their own team for corruption. And by the way, also, just to be clear, they're all corrupt too. This is like kabuki theater here. Because these are the same people. What was the vote? We just had a vote on the issue of supporting Israel. And they were like, it was like 412 to 9 or something like that was the vote. And in the resolution, it said, Israel is not racist and they're not an apartheid state. Okay, we literally know they're an apartheid state. There's been detailed studies into this. Amnesty International released a tremendous amount of evidence to that effect. They are an apartheid state. But why did they vote that way? Why did over 400 Congress people vote that way? Answer, the Israel lobby. Answer, the money, the corruption. You know, when you derail a hearing by showing Hunter Biden's dick and balls, there are some consequences to that. Like probably his approval rating going up 10 percentage points.